first of all, you have a new Hallmark movie coming up. What number is this? Like, what number of Hallmark movies is this? Do you know?
I actually just completed my 27th Hallmark film. The one that's airing, Sweet Carolina, which is airing Saturday, May 15th, was my 26th. And I enjoy doing these movies. Obviously, I continue to do them. And I'm so thankful to Hallmark because this time around, I was allowed to be a creator of one. And we've been working on this for 2.5 years. It's a story that's really close to my heart. And I'm just so thrilled with the movie, and I hope people enjoy it.
Well, you got to tell us more about the movie then. Like, what can we expect?
Yeah, well, my character finds herself in the middle of a very sad and unfortunate tragedy. Her sister and brother-in-law are killed in a car accident. She goes home. She's living in New York. She's very successful, focused on her career, goes back home to North Carolina to be with her family, and much to her surprise, finds out that her sister had left her children in her care should anything happen. So Josie's immediately thrust into being a parent and not being very good at it, trying to juggle her job at home. Also revisiting her high school days. You know, her high school boyfriend is now the kid's basketball coach. So that's a walk down memory lane. And he really helps her also remember who she is and dig deep and realize that she can do this and can be the kid's guardian. And so while it's a very sad story and it's a bit more dramatic than some of the stuff I've done with Hallmark, there's still a lot of light and levity, and this family experiences hope and just learns how to put one foot in front of the other and move on.
It's a little more dramatic than what we're used to, but it still sounds so nice and has that heartfelt content that we love and know with Hallmark. So with you, was it different filming this? Like, was it harder?
Excited for the challenge, to be that vulnerable and have the more emotional scenes. It does take some guts, and so I was excited for that challenge. And I think the biggest, most important thing to me was, throughout the story, that no one wants to watch a movie where you just see my character cry the whole time. So it was about her trying to be strong and finding the comedy and the mistakes she makes as a parent, and also the walk down memory lane. I love that feeling of talking to your friends from high school, and it's one of those things where you just had to be there to remember what that time was like, and Cooper knows a version of Josie that other people don't. So the movie has a little bit of everything, and I really hope it brings some joy.
And you mentioned that you also helped create this movie, so tell us a little bit more about that.
Yeah, it was about 2.5 years in the making. Jonathan Prince and I, he's an incredible writer. We came up with the story together, and he wrote a script, and beautiful script. And then Michael Wright also helped us with the script. And Hallmark was really stood behind the project. And these things don't happen overnight, but we persevered, and I'm so thankful that they shared the vision that we had for it. And here we are a few years later, and it's going to be airing. And it's really exciting to see something from a coffee date where we just had the story idea, creating this whole world, to seeing it now air on someone's TV. And I put my heart into every facet of this movie and every decision about the movie. And it's like my little baby, and you just feel very protective over it, and it's, I'm thankful for the chance that I had to do that. And now we get to share it with the world and hope they love it.
I'm sure we'll love it. And I'm sure this movie, number 26, it's number 26, right? This is going to be the best one yet.
Thank you so much. That's always my thought. I'm like, you can't control much. You can only control what you do on set, what you attempt to put on screen. And every time I'm like, I hope this is the best one yet. And the rest you just have to let go.
I love that. Now, do you think you want to do more behind the scenes, maybe in the next movie, or like, you helped create this movie, and I'm sure it's going to be great. So do you think you'll keep the ball rolling?
I hope so. Yeah, I have other ideas and other things that are in development, and we just finished another project that I've been passionate about for a few years, and it finally came to fruition, called The Wedding Veil. And it's the first time that I've had the chance to be in a movie alongside some of my Hallmark peers, friends, sisters. So Ali Sweeney and Autumn Reeser and I are in those movies, and each woman has a movie dedicated to her character, and then we have smaller roles in each other's movies. So it's so fun to finally be together, because everyone's always asking, are you guys friends? Do you know any of the other ladies? Do you hang out? And so it meant a lot to me that we finally got to be in one together.
Literally the queens of Hallmark. Like, that's great.
It's about time we were in one together, you know? So I'm so thankful that Hallmark embraced that, and I hope they continue to do more of that. And you know, at this point, after 27 movies, my goal is to make each one better than the last and to mix it up as much as possible.
27 movies under your belt. Do you think that time on Hallmark might be coming to an end, or do you like 27 more movies?
You know, I don't really think of it in terms like that. Like, I have no idea. I don't know if I'll do 100 or who knows. But as long as I continue to push myself and feel like I'm challenged and feel like I'm delivering some good to the world, and as long as Hallmark will have me, then I think I see us can collaborating together. But you know, you never, there's nothing definite in this business, especially. And so I just take every day as it comes and enjoy it. And I never would have thought when I did Elevator Girl, I mean, over 10 years ago, that was my first one, that here I'd be talking to you about my 27th movie with them. And I feel very protective over them. I care about these little movies so much. You know, people are like, oh, please, you could do this in your sleep. I'm like, no, 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 no. I put my heart into every part of it. And you know, if I ever get to a place where I am bored or I feel like I could do it in my sleep, then it's probably time to move on.
Yeah, no, you can tell that you put actual so much love and heart into it. And the thing about Hallmark, I mean, I'm not just talking from my experience because I know so many people that love Hallmark so much. It's just there's something about those movies.
Yeah, and I think there's something just so personal about being in someone's living room, you know, like they kind of start to feel like you're a part of their family, and it's, you know, the way that people talk about the movies to me, that they help them get through a hard time. Like, I think that's a privilege that I can do what I love, make a living, and be a part of something that adds a little bit of light into this world where it's so needed.
Hmm. Especially after this year. I found myself watching Hallmark quite a bit.
Yes, I'm like, who doesn't want to escape to a happy place after this year? So I'm kind of honored that I get to be a part of that.
I love that. And I know you're also a proud mother to a daughter. Has
Yeah.
she watched any of your movies, or is she too young yet? What has she?
You know, yeah, she's only 4, but the Hallmark movies are pretty safe for her to watch. So she's seen quite a few of them, and she thinks it's just so hilarious that her mom is on there pretending to be someone else. And then last week she said, "It's not fair. You only get to be in movies. I want to be too." And I was like, "Oh no,
Oh no.
oh no,
Here we go.
oh no." Look, I had a great experience in the business growing up. My parents were also very protective, and the business was different then. You
Hmm.
know, it's definitely not something I would push, but if that turned out to be her passion later in life, then of course you better believe I'd do everything I could to help her. But for now, she can just watch the movies.
You can just be like, Mom, I one day I want to be like my mom. And there you go.
Yeah. The best part is it keeps me very humble. Whenever we're watching something that I'm in, she's like, "Oh, mommy, look at you. Oh, you're wearing a princess. Oh, look, can we watch Barbie now? Can we watch like any, you know, any Disney Junior show that she's in? Can we, anything except that?" So she keeps me humble.